Top of the top, off your back and on your feet. It's each one teach one, ain't no time to sleep. It's your boy Big Mac from Bonafide, live and direct from my sacred space, aka my office on wheels, aka my home away from home, aka my big rig. You already know, man. Hey, listen, man. If you are listening to my voice, if you are watching my face, yes, that's right. You received your first miracle of the day. Now I want you to roll up out of bed, plant your feet squarely on the floor, and I want you to just tilt your head back and give the Most High some praise for waking you up this morning. Because somewhere, somebody didn't wake up this morning. They set their alarm clock last night. They put their coffee in the coffee maker, because some people like to put their coffee and their water in the coffee maker the night before so they could just get up and press the button while they go in the bathroom and brush their teeth and handle their business. That way everything is running routine. They did all of that last night only to not wake up this morning. But you, my friend, my brother, my sister, have waken up and you get to hear Big Mac from Bonafide talk his shit. Yes, sir. Hey, man, so yesterday, some people sent me some articles or some news things, and they just asked me what I felt about it. So I figured I would share what I felt about these things with you guys as well. Shout out to all my truck drivers out there, everybody beating the road. I'm down here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, I know yesterday, man, I was home, but today, this morning, it's about, what time is it? 2:17 a.m. I'm down here in Raleigh, North Carolina, about to deliver this load of alcohol. And I want to shout out to all my drivers, especially the drivers out in Texas. One thing I didn't know was that it was illegal. It was illegal to walk home from work in Texas. Check this out. It says a misdemeanor charge has been dropped against a black man who was arrested last week for walking home on a street during a snowstorm in Texas. Rodney Reese, 18, was arrested on February 16th in Plano and charged with being a pedestrian in the roadway. Police said officers received a call about a black man seen stumbling along in the middle of the snowy street wearing a short sleeve shirt and were sent to perform a wellness check. Now, I know about those wellness checks. You know, if you ever get really concerned about some people, you haven't heard from them, you don't know what's going on, you can call the police. They are your paid servants. You can call them and tell them, hey, listen, I want you to go to the house and check on them. I ain't heard from my wife. She said she was going to call me at 10 o'clock. I've done it before because I'm out here on the road, so I have to have these things at my disposal, so I know about those wellness checks. Well, it said police released body camera footage of the encounter on Facebook on Friday. In the video, police are seen following Reese and repeatedly asking him where he is going and if he was okay, to which he replies that he is fine and he is on his way home. Reese told KDFW-TV he was walking home from his job at a Walmart and didn't stop for the officers because he didn't need their help. Officers continued to follow Reese for about 2 minutes before stopping him, telling him they were doing, here go the bullshit. Telling him they were doing an investigation and informing him that he was being detained. Now, this is crazy to me. What on earth are you investigating? You were sent to do a wellness check and you found out that I was in fact doing well. I was doing so well that I don't need your help. So I kept walking. There's no reason for you to lie to me. There's no reason for you to tell me you doing an investigation. What investigation? What superior, I'm about to say subpoenaed you? Who sent you? Come on, good brother. Well, it says, Reese replied no and continued walking, but was stopped again. In the video, a brief scuffle is seen as officers attempted to handcuff Reese, who can be heard asking to be released. According to the Facebook post, the arresting officer noted that Reese resisted arrest, but chose not to charge him. What you mean you chose not to charge him? How did he resist arrest? He was being unlawfully detained. You were sent to do a wellness check. Now let me give y'all a scenario. A few months ago, I sent a police officer to my home because I'm on the road often. I sent them to my home to do a wellness check because my wife said that she was going to call me and she hadn't called me in a few hours. And I had just finished watching this documentary, scared the shit out of me, of this woman that had been found in her house. And they were talking about how people were being found in their house dying from COVID, right? And it was obvious that this woman had been sitting there, and it was unexpected because her TV was on and she had a fresh cup of coffee that she had just prepared next to her on the coffee table. So it was obvious that she was about to sit down and watch Murder, She Wrote. Well, she ended up dying and staying and being in the house dead for days on end until someone sent the police over there to do a wellness check. So what I did, because that shit scared the shit out of me, my wife said, yeah, I'm gonna call you in a few hours. And she didn't call me within that time frame. I said, hold up, maybe I need to send the people over there to do a wellness check, right? Because she's in the house by herself. She's not answering her phone. I don't know what the hell is going on, So first I called my nephew, who was our upstairs tenant. This guy sleeps like a rock. I don't know what the hell his problem is. He goes to sleep within 5 minutes and nothing. He is dead to the world. So I called him a bunch of times. He don't pick up. I said, oh shit, maybe something happened at the house. I called the police, right? And I said, hey, I need y'all to do a wellness check. I told them what window to tap on and everything. Can you imagine if they had went to the house? I told them my nephew was a tenant upstairs. Can you imagine if they had went to the house and arrested my nephew, lying to him, talking about they were doing an investigation? I would have sued the whole damn police department. How are you going to detain this man? You went to do a wellness check. Once you go to the house and you find out that my wife is well and my nephew is well, it is done. You have done your job. But no, these people went above and beyond the call of duty. And listen to what happened next. Plano Police Chief Ed Drain told KDFW-TV the charge was dropped because the arrest wasn't consistent exactly with why officers were called to investigate. They should have taken him home is where he should have gone. Ain't that like literally, if you were called to help me, and I'm walking down the highway in a short sleeve t-shirt in the middle of the snowstorm, and we all know how the snowstorm is going out there, right? Why wouldn't you give me a ride home? Why would, if you here to protect and serve me with a ride, sir. Don't arrest me and illegally detain me, then scuffle with me and say, well, I could have charged you with resisting arrest, but I'm going to be nice today. No, you're not going to be nice today. You're going to avoid a lawsuit against your ass. That's what you're going to do. Well, Drain backed his officers, stating that at the time of the arrest, they didn't know Reese's age, where he worked, and where he lived. None of that is important. If you are called to do a wellness check and you're concerned about my well-being, once you find out that I am in fact well, go along your way or provide me with further services. Drain also said he didn't believe race was a factor in the arrest, but added that he can't get inside people's heads. Reese said he believes the call that brought police officers to the scene and his subsequent arrest was based on the color of his skin. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm not one to pull the race card out and do all this other goofy stuff. I hate the victim stance. But I have to say, I wonder if this man was of another hue, would the outcome have been different? Instead of taking him to jail, would they have taken him home? Instead of scuffling with him, even if you were taking me to jail, you want to find out, why are you arresting me? Why are you putting me in handcuffs? Why do you even feel the need to get out of your car? Why did you feel the need to tell a blatant lie that you're doing an investigation? You are called on a wellness check. And this is the thing I don't get about us as a people. If I'm driving by in the middle of a snowstorm, because they said it was on the middle of a road, he was on a highway, and I see a person walking down the street, and I'm so concerned to the point where I need to call the police, can we all just have a shred of human decency to say, I'm not going to call the police. I am going to do the right thing and ask my fellow American citizen, hey, sir, is everything all right? Do you need some help? Now, I get it. You don't know what's going on. He could have been a killer. He could have been an escaped convict. He could have been any of those things. Or maybe he could have just been an 18-year-old in the middle of a snowstorm who wore a short sleeve shirt to work because he lives in hot ass Texas and was not expecting the snowstorm to be anything other than a fluke because he lives in Texas. Maybe that's all he was. And you could have just, with a shred of human decency, said to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm going to ask this kid if everything's all right. And if everything is not all right, I'm going to put my faith in God. And I'm going to say, hey, kid, you want to ride home or to the nearest bus stop or to the nearest shelter? It's coming down crazy out there. But there's no need for me to call the cops. And if the cops do come, you are there to protect and serve. You are not here to harass. Please do a better job. So also, I was sent this because we're going crazy. It seems like we're going crazy, and I'm not going to read this whole article. But before I get into this article, I do want to point out that we are pushing the lines. We are pushing the boundaries. We are pushing the goalposts to fit our narrative. And what I mean by that is when you have a artist, right, who makes a song and titles it WAP, aka Wet Ass Pussy, yet we have women fighting and struggling to be respected, it confuses me. I am utterly confused at how we have women who say they want to be respected and not objectified as sexual objects, yet you make a song celebrating none other than your wet ass pussy. In the song you rhyme, I don't cook, I don't clean. Yet, we got pictures of you cleaning. And then you have the nerve to have a video where you're playing the song, and then when your daughter walks up, you turn it off because you don't want her to hear it. But you don't mind my girls hearing about wet ass pussy, as if this is all that they have to offer. And to top it all off, we celebrate this by having our politicians, one of the longest standing female black politicians, does an interview and celebrates your song as a step or a giant leap for women's liberation and their right to choose what they do with their body. Yet, we don't want to be objectified. Now, I'm going to tell you why that is dangerous, and I'm going to exemplify it with this next article here, right? We have a California mom who says that she was bullied. She says she was bullied by fellow parents because she sells pictures and videos on OnlyFans. Now, I ain't hating on OnlyFans, right? I'm just saying you can't say you're bullied because you're selling pictures on OnlyFans. But let's get into it. So a mom who sells sexy snaps online claims she was bullied by fellow parents at her kid's school, but says that won't stop her. Known as Mrs. Poindexter on the OnlyFans app, Northern California mom Tiffany Poindexter claims to rake in more than $150,000 a month. Good God, I think I'm in the wrong business. Hey, Chris. I'm just saying. Selling access to naughty photos and videos taken by her husband. They not married. That nigga's pimping and she's hoeing. I ain't mad at him, though. Parents at her kid's school, however, are not fans. The 44-year-old said they started a campaign to get her 3 kids kicked out of the school when her account was discovered last summer. Now, that just seemed a little fishy. How was her account discovered? Was it discovered like America was discovered by Christopher Columbus? I don't know. Let's see. Some women from my area actually printed out pictures I posted on my OnlyFans and mailed them to the principal of my children's school. We were called a load of names. Apparently, it was disturbing, disgusting, horrifying, and my children should be kicked out. Now, here's my thing. I don't know what the kids have to do with this whole situation, why the kids should be penalized for the parents' actions. I mean, after all, they are kids. It's not as if, A, they're selling child pornography, B, the children are participating in these activities. So I don't understand. But Poindexter claims the principal opted not to get involved. And she's not bad looking. She and her husband, meanwhile, have continued to run the account and chalk the campaign up to jealousy. That's the point. I reckon most of the husbands have taken a look at Tiffany's account, hubby Chris Poindexter said. Could that be that a wife was on her husband's laptop and, you know, maybe she was having her womanly time of the month and he was looking at Mrs. Poindexter's picture and mistakenly left it open on the laptop? The wife saw it and said, wait, that's that bitch from the PTA. Hold on, what the hell is this? And not only was she upset that her husband was choking his chicken to this Mrs. Poindexter's picture, but when she found out how much money they were, she said, oh my God, that's where that bitch got that new Lambo from. She was upset. So, out of jealousy, they said, we got to kick her kids out of here because they are ostracizing my children with their new rich lifestyle made off of the backs or the backside of their mother. Anyway, maybe this is why these women have such an issue with us. Listen, I read that because she said she was being bullied. This is the thing. And this is why I said all of this is pushing the goalposts. We're moving boundaries. Things that used to be kept private and things that we used to say, I ain't rocking with that. We're now making this to be normal. When you say you are bullied, it is implied that what you're doing is right, and the person that is bullying you is persecuting you for what you're doing, which is the right thing. Now, I'm not getting into the morality issue. Only thing I'm saying is we used to say pimping and hoeing wasn't so morally upstanding. Now we're saying that this woman is bullied. Now we're celebrating wet ass pussy, and don't get me wrong, I love it. I love some WAP. However, when you say you are bullied, man, you're confusing me. Do you want to be objectified or not? Ladies, do you like that men look at you as a sexual object or not? Do you want us to focus on what is in your panties or not? Or is it only okay if you do it? I mean, one can only show the respect that one sees that you show yourself. So if this is what you present to a man, it only stands that the man will focus on what you have told him to focus on. So Mrs. Poindexter, Mrs. Waters, Mrs. Stallion, Mrs. B, I'm just asking you to help us help you and exemplify the respect that so many other women are fighting for in the workplace and in the world at large. Please do not keep sending these mixed signals and then getting upset when accidents occur. With that, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to leave you with this. I try not to hold you too long in the morning, but I just want to brighten up your day, give you something to think about, something to talk about. As you get your day started, and I know some of you are probably like dreading going into your place of work, dreading going to do what you got to do to put food on the table. Some of you may be like myself. We have gotten to a place where we are chasing money. We have gotten to a place where we have said that money is the end all be all, right? Which has forced people to say money is the root of all evil. They have mistakenly quoted that Bible verse that says the love of money is the root of all evil. And the reason it says that the love of money is the root of all evil is because when you love something, you will do anything for it. You will die for it. You will lie for it. You will kill for it. You will steal for it. Money is not that important, although it has importance in this life. And here is the importance. Money is as important as it is to your mission. I charge you today to fall in love with your mission and understand that money should only be as important to you as it is to your mission, as it is to your purpose. If your mission and your purpose does not require a lot of money, then do not put money high on your priority list. Yes, we know we need it to eat. We know we need it to pay for shelter. We know we need it to pay for clothing. But your purpose in life, your mission is what should make you. And if money is not important to your mission, do not place money high on your priority list. I urge you, I compel you, I encourage you to fall in love with the mission. Chase the mission in life, and you will never be dissatisfied with the money. They told me a long time ago that broke people and rich people view money differently. Broke people view money as the end all be all because they ain't never had none. But then when they get some, they don't know what to do with it. That's why when we get the money, we do the bling thing. We go buy the cars that we ain't even got the money to maintenance. We do all of this goofy shit that at the end of the day, when we die, all of those possessions, we can't even leave them to our children. So our children have to start from below ground zero. Why? Because we didn't even think enough to get some life insurance so our children didn't have to pay to bury us. So not only do we not leave them any assets, but then we leave them in debt because they have to figure out how they're gonna pay for us to be buried. So they got to do GoFundMes, they got to sell fish plates and all this shit just to make sure we're buried. That's how broke people view money. It's the end all be all, but they're not thinking about how it can be used, which is how rich people view money. They don't fall in love with the money. They fell in love with the mission, and the money was just a tool to them. And that's why I'm telling you to fall in love with your mission, because you realize that money is a tool to your mission, just as a hammer and nails are to a construction worker. If you building a house, getting hammer and nails and wood, that's not the end all be all. The end all be all is getting the house built. However, you do need the tools, and hammer, nails, wood, and other such things are necessary for you to build the house. It's the same thing with money. Money is not the end all be all. It is just necessary for us to do some of the things that we want to do. If you say you want to feed the homeless, well, you're going to have some money. If you say you want to house the homeless, you're going to have some money. If you say that you want to build a business, it takes money to make money. Now, depending on how you want to do these things is dependent upon how much money you will need. But make no mistake, you will need money because it is valuable, and it is important in this society that we live in. But the money is only a tool to be used to further your purpose and your goal. Your mission in life should be the most important thing. I'm talking about your mission in life is more important than your marriage. Your marriage should actually be centered on the mission that God has given you. How you choose your helpmate should be focused on your mission. If you know you have a Phillips head screw, you don't, well, some people do, but for most Phillips head screws, you need a Phillips head screwdriver. So, but if you don't know what type of screw you're dealing with, then you don't know what type of screwdriver to get. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't know what your mission is, you don't know what type of helpmeet you need. If you don't know what your mission is, you don't know what type of friends to have and what type of people need to be kept at arm's length. I'm telling you to fall in love with your mission and use the money as a tool. Fall in love with the mission and use the money as a tool. This rule has helped me to overcome some obstacles in my life that would have otherwise did me in. I pray that you guys have a blessed day. I hope you grind as hard as humanly possible. And remember to work harder, work smarter and not harder. With that, it's your boy Big Mac from Bonafide. Stay alert, stay attentive, stay alive. If you have gathered any information from this video, if you like the video, please pop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share the video if you know somebody that might get something from it. Until next time, peace.